got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see
Welcome to the NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. I'm your host, Coach Uncle Milt. Sitting in again for my partner in crime, Mr. Phenomenal, is Coach High sitting in again. All right. Mr. Phenomenal will be back probably after the holidays. I hope he's on vacation now and hope he's enjoying himself.
He's in Jamaica.
I try to get him on the phone, but
He's in Jamaica.
I think these international calls ain't working. But I know he wishes the best and hope he's enjoying himself and relaxation and everything. Okay, we're going to start it off with, last week we talked about, we finished with the Super Bowl. We started a little bit about nationals. And we had a question up on Facebook page. It's like, if you're a coach and you coach youth football in New York City, how you feel about nationals? I need you to call in 9:30 at 347-776-7070 and give us your take about how you feel and ask your questions. And the board behind me, and this board is the breakdown of New York City youth football. You know, there's over 30 teams that plays underneath these three leagues, these three flags I'm gonna call, right? Our conversation today is about Florida. It's about when you win your league championship and you become the participant of a D1 status in Florida, that you play under the D1 status banner in Florida. Now, and we here to report who went, who didn't win. We don't know the reason why they didn't go, those who didn't go, but we wish they'd call in today and tell us why they didn't participate. We feel at the show, and it's my opinion, and hope High feels that opinion, and when Mr. Phenomenal get back, he's gonna weigh in his own opinion. We feel that we gotta report about D1 first before we get into anything else. So we gotta report about those who's playing for the national champions of the country. They're here, they represent their team, their league, and their city. And if you love youth sports, if you love youth football, and you're a fan of youth football, you have to support the champions that go. You know, you may be a bulldog, but in your league and empire, you got to support Chiefs, BU, Chiefs, Titans if they go. If you are part of Big Apple and you are a team in Big Apple, and you have to support Renegades, Staten Island, Brooklyn Steelers, and Freeport. These are the guys that play the game, won their playoff game, and won their championship game. New York League, they don't have nationals, but we do support the champions of New York League. And, you know, we support the champions. With that said, is that this is the role that you get there to be a D1 participant, and you will win. If you win 3 games, is it 3 games? Like the first bracket, second, I think it's like 3 games. It's a week in Florida. So if one thing I want to address, we at the podcast show, the Youth Sports Podcast Show, we report factual, and we try to be as correct as we can, but we depend on our producers bringing us the stories, bringing us the facts. We do call people to ask them, is this true or not? We are here to report who, what, when, why, as it actually happens, and we're hoping that we get it right, but if it's anything wrong that we get, we're hoping you call in, we're hoping you come in and get the facts straight. Because this is what we're all about, is being factual and getting out and getting the information out there.
They say getting the best word out, right?
The best word out.
So we can only get it from the horse's mouth.
That's it. We only can ask the question. If you don't pick up the phone, if I ask you a question, you tell me, oh yeah, I don't want you to put my name on it. We can't we can't use that.
I mean, for the most part, any errors on my behalf, you know, I apologize for.
Well, you know, we try to be factual as best we can. But we need the people who has the answers to step up.
They gotta call in.
Because we're gonna report regardless. We're gonna report no comments. We're gonna report, I don't wanna be bothered. We're gonna report no answers. We're gonna report it. And we're gonna leave it out there. And we're hoping that, you know, you call in and get it straight. That's the thing.
What's the number again?
347-776-7070. That's 347-776-7070. So call in. Okay, now, the champions, they play under, I call it banners. Now, some people call it different. I call it a national banner. It's AYF or YFL. Now, it seems to be, when we was doing researches under Empire State, it seems to be a problem on which banner they play under. So we put the question out there, we haven't got the answer back. If anybody knows the answer from Empire State or AYF or UYFL, please call in to get that understanding of what banner they played under. That particular league, Brooklyn Chief represented. They send the 8U and the 13U to Florida. In the first bracket, they didn't do well. We'll get their scores later. They played other games, but that's a different conversation on a different day. We don't know why BU didn't participate. I understand that they played in a different tournament that was in, we reported last week, Virginia and Delaware. We would like somebody to call in for BU and kind of clarify why they didn't represent as a D1 participant in Florida. The Titans didn't go neither as well. So we would like to know why, you know, they didn't go, and, you know, they can call in or they can email us at nycutsportspodcastshow@gmail.com. They can put their comments on our Facebook page, NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show, Facebook. So the information is there, you know, and we're still waiting for the Chiefs to load their videos on our group page also.
Unbelievable.
No, we want it good, bad, and ugly. We're here to support the champions. We're here to report about the champions. You know? So we can report them that they're the champions, in a city Super Bowl, we should report them if they go to Florida.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
We gotta support all.
We got to support our champions.
Gotta support each
You
other.
know, this show is about youth football in NYC,
In New York City, absolutely.
regardless who they is.
Absolutely.
The org is good or bad, we still support them.
Well, I don't know. Not too much to bad, but
Bro,
we want to support everybody.
we want to support everybody equal and report on stuff equal. Big Apple,
Sure the bad.
the Big Apple, they play under UYFL. That's a fact. These are their D1 champions. Renegades, well, everyone except Freeport. Freeport won their first round, 6-0. We're gonna report on the team. We still waiting for Freeport to load a video. The Renegades, the first round. I don't know what they did on the further rounds, but the first round, the Staten Island 9U, 10U, 11U, the first round wasn't too kind to them.
New York City and Florida had
yeah,
a tough time.
Yeah. Well, that's a comment, discussion on another day.
On another day.
These are our champions. They went.
Congratulations. Congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah, all the winners that went. We would like to call us up today and say how did they do. Call up coaches, presidents, or whatever. Our phone lines is always open.
We're open at 9:30.
Yeah,
Please
9:30.
contact us.
9:30. Call us in. And tell us, and let us know. So, what do you think? You think Florida matters in youth football in New York City?
Florida should matter. Florida should matter to everyone because this is where I believe that they say the best play their football. They come from all over the United States, come to Florida for nationals where all of the top teams in all 52 states are in their region ready to play football at a high level. I would love for New York to have better representation in Florida with not only the magnitude of teams in which that we have, but to take a team that's built and ready to travel.
Okay. You don't think that's up to the organizations? That's not really on the leagues and on the conference. That's really like an organization thing,
I would believe it is an organization thing.
Because
it has to do with a lot of the egos of the coaches and letting those egos aside and letting the kids show their talents. Because we have different leagues, different chapters, different banners in which guys fly under and how they feel that their teams are supposed to go down to Florida. And Florida as well has a lot of hype because we really don't know where these kids are when they get from playing youth football into high school. It might be a whole nother story.
Well, I think it's just let's stay on top and let's stay on the roll of if these are the Super Bowl champions of their local league, whether they ready or not ready, they should go to Florida. Ready because they played the season, and it shouldn't be about what the coaches feel or what the team president feels or whatever, or president feels. It should be about completing the cycle of the football season. I think nationals matter, especially when you're D1.
Nationals definitely matter.
It's gotta matter.
They definitely matter.
Yeah.
But as to what I was saying, as far as for Florida, Florida is the Mecca in which that you would want to go to.
Yeah.
And the other constellation nationals can be considered, but this is the Florida Nationals is where kids are exposed to more exposure, more light into possibly being some of the top rated players in the nation. It's important to some degree. on, if that is the destiny for some of the kids in which that's trying to play football on the next level.
Mhm.
Youth football right now, for me, is putting a lot of pressure on these kids in regards
And
of
Why? Why do you think it's special?
nationals. Because
Well, you gotta explain to me, and there's two questions I'm gonna ask you, is that the pressure is because it's a national stage? Or the pressure is, why is the pressure so great at a national stage when you already a Super Bowl champion?
it's a different level of football.
I know, it's more, it's probably more competition.
It's more competition. It's more teams that's been there at a higher number or a higher rate. So experience plays a role. A great deal of composure that you would have to have in those type of situations in nationals. You would take a team that's better prepared to nationals than a team that's not used to.
Okay, so AU Chiefs, they're the champions. They're not better prepared?
They compared to some of the national teams.
What I'm saying, Coach High, is that you just made my point. Is this: we have to leave the politics out of youth football.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have an opinion, right? When the opinion goes over and say the Chiefs won, they are the representative of the participant of D1. They represent D1 for the city, for their team, and for their league in Florida. They there. Now, it's a thin line because let's say they go and they get beat up on, like they get blown out on the first team in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
That still doesn't negate that they're the champions and they went and played. It should be told for the players and the kids, it's like Florida is something that we do to complete our mission in our season. And we go and we compete.
From a coaching aspect, yes.
And we go and we compete.
From a coaching aspect, absolutely.
And that's it.
The goal that we play this game with is to win games, go to championships, develop players, and go to nationals, and make sure these players are exposed in the great light in which that we put them in.
The Florida, what goes on in Florida, that atmosphere is exposing them to what youth football around in the country. So that exposure is already. The thing that we got to make sure to tell the kids is that this is our duty. We won. We representing our league. We representing our city, our team, and we have New York City youth football fans behind us. So we're going to go down there and we're going to compete. Now, we would like to win, but we're going to compete. Now, sometimes you get into this politics of who deserved to go, why they deserve to go, is they going to be... No, these teams are the champions.
How about the discussion of, just having a team that is suitable to go?
Well, we at NYC Youth Podcast Show can't control that. The organization, there's over 30 youth organizations that plays underneath these banners in New York City. That's their job. So if the Chiefs go and they get blown out, like we reported last week that it was a lot of flat tires, there were a lot of zero. A lot now you could say, wow, man, we can have an opinion of like, wow, where is the competitiveness? Can we score? Did they score anything? Was it, we don't know, we're not there, so we can't report on it. We're relying on videotape that, we asked them to put on, and we only can report what the score is. So we're looking at the score. When we see something like 30-something to 0, we have to go, wow, what happened? And that question is only can be asked by the organizations and the coaches. These are the people, these are the teams that they won. They are the participant to play on the D1 banner in Florida. That's it. I call it banner. You can call it brackets. You can call it whatever. I call it banner. They represent D1 for New York City in Florida. So these are the teams. We clap up for them. We didn't get a national championship out of them. Freeport was the closest, as far as, you know. And there's a lot of questions that we would like to ask at a later date. We're hoping they call in tonight to answer some of our questions. We only can ask it, and we hope they call in to answer our questions. You know, and we're gonna go for a break, and then we'll be back with the phone lines. Just like I said, it's 347-776-7070. 347-776-7070. This is the season to think of Hot Beats. Hot Beats Electronics, authorized dealers. Cell phones and accessories, think of Hot Beat. Electronics, think of Hot Beat. Car audio, think of Hot Beat. DJ equipment, think of Hot Beat. Visit our stores at 16605 Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica, New York. That's 16605 Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica, New York. Call us at 718-291-1552. That's 718-291-1552. Or shop online at hotbeatnewyork.com. That's www.hotbeatnewyork.com. Layman's Legal Services provides help with eviction, foreclosure, delay of auction, immigration, federal and state lawsuits, and so much more. Ask about the seminar for educational purposes. For more info, call Mr. Johnson at 646-377-4204. That's 646-377-4204. Or email at LLWRINGS1 at yahoo.com. That's LLWRINGS1 at yahoo.com.
This ad was approved by Layman's Legal Writing and Editorial Services, a paralegal LLC company registered with the state of New York.
Advertise with us at NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. We offer your business to get in on the ground floor of a fast-growing podcast with voice or video ad spots on our show. Let us help you advertise your products, services, events, fundraising, games, and tournaments here at the NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. For more info, call us at 347-776-7070. That's 347-776-7070, or email us at nycUsportspodcastshow@gmail.com. That's nycUsportspodcastshow@gmail.com. We're back, NYC Youth Sport Podcast Show. Can I help you? Who is this?
Yo, how you guys doing tonight? Uncle Luke, what's up, man?
Man, let me introduce this brother right here. This coach is Coach Pring. He's one of the catalyst coaches at the Bulldogs, Jamaican Bulldogs. He coached a lot of successful junior peewees, 8U teams. I'm gonna call him the coach of the little football player. What up, Pring? Yo, thanks for calling in, man. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm well, man. I'm very good.
Yeah, let me turn you up so you can be heard. Let me see. It'll turn him up. Oh, I gotta turn you up, Pring. Can you hear me? Oh, so I turned it down. Hey, Pring.
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Now you up. I hit it the wrong way.
All right.
So, what's your question? I'm waiting for your fellow coaches at the Bulldogs to come in. Coach Charles, Shay, Shaq, and guys. I don't know if they late, if they coming, but you here. You here. You know how black folk is. You say 9:30 and they show up. They
This
show
is
up.
us around me to show.
Yeah.
I want to
So me and Coach High here.
Yeah, that's my man. What up, Bob?
Yeah,
What's going on, Bree? What's going on? How you?
we was talking about
All right.
we was talking about nationals, and as you as a coach, you know what I'm saying, how you feel about nationals.
Well, see, one of the things that when I started, I always started with the Raiders and New York City youth football before all the nationals even had a chance to even evolve. And that was one of the things that I was looking forward to, traveling while youth football grew, New York City rep started to grow, because, you know, back in the days, you didn't go to any All-Star game unless you were doing a Long Island. Or you played in Jersey somewhere. It wasn't even a sport. You were trying to play in a borough. That's all we thought about. So now it's getting bigger in New York, getting the reputation is getting growing. Football's growing. Our D1 recruits, D2, D3 is growing. That's why it's so important for us to compete. But also remember, we represent a city and a region that got a lot of talent, man.
Yeah.
A lot of talent.
Yeah,
Let's compete. I compete on the field like anybody else. I want to win, but after that, I shake your hand. And if I'm down there, I'm for everybody. I got sick this year a little bit, and that's my trip. I was going anyway, but believe me, I will be down there next year to support.
Okay.
First and foremost, and enjoyment of the kids in the youth New York football team, whether the Bulldogs are there or not. And I'm hoping the Bulldogs will be there next year.
So you just answered my second question. You played underneath the banner of the Big Apple. The Empire State.
Yeah.
Do you support the participants under the D1 bracket? Do you support those teams that won the championship game? Do you support them in Florida? Do you cheer for them?
Yeah. You see, I do that. The written rule was you're supposed to win before you go to nationals. That's the way I always heard it.
Yeah. I like that rule.
I like that rule.
So this is why before we had 3 teams in the chip. Unfortunately, none of us won. Us as an organization made that decision that if we didn't win, we weren't going to go.
And that's the way to go. You support the team that wins.
They opened it where teams can go as a wild card, from what I heard. Now, if that's that old decision, I'm not going to knock them. But me personally, I'm not playing the trip after I lost a chip in my own league.
No.
To me, I don't feel that's warranted. Once we win our chip, like take care of our business at home, then we'll try to go through the accolades. Because it's an enjoyment trip, it's an experience, but it's also a work trip for being rewarded for winning the championship.
Yes.
And I'm not knocking nobody who went down there and raised their money and went down there without winning a championship. I'm not knocking them, but that's not the way.
We at the show is not knocking them neither, but we don't want to take away the accolades, the one who won, and those who are invited underneath that banner of D1 to represent the city, the state, and a team for nationals. We still got to give our accolades to these teams, you know, and we're at.
It should be a hard fight. It should be rewarded.
Yes. And we at the NYC Youth Podcast Show, we give our hats off to the champions. We root for them, and we report on what's the scores and how they turned out. That's all we can do, you know.
That's exactly, and that's your job.
Yeah.
You know, we want it. I love to see more teams coming. Like last year, Last year, I know there's an all-star team for 8 you put together in the last minute.
Yeah.
You know, I was able to send, one of my best players, is a great kid.
Yeah.
We looked out for him, got him down there. It was a good team, a good look for that. That's the all-star part of it. And then the champion teams went down there and did their thing. Yeah. And that's the way I think, me personally, it should be.
Yeah.
I believe so.
I agree. I agree with you, Coach. And it's as long as we give the accolades to the teams that won first. Then we can talk about the other stuff, because there's teams that could invite themselves. You know, there's teams and brackets that could invite themselves, and I like to support the teams I like to support all the teams that go, but the most importantly, I don't like to forget about the teams who played the game, who won the game, and who are the participants to play for a national championship.
Exactly.
In New York City.
Yeah,
In New York City. And that's what it's all about.
It should be put on a pedestal because it's a long season.
Yeah.
You know, when you get to know a team, you get familiar. You got to coach a different level, there's different environments. You never know. You have that injury. You may have, your whole game plan may come. Like, if you think about the championship of Empire, and we never want to use the C word, that was the first corners day ever.
Yeah.
So you never know what you're up against the championship game is, and you don't know in the playoff because we had our 9U and 10U with 3 seeds.
Yeah, and then we talked about that last week. The road that the Bulldogs, 10U, and the 9U, the roads they went through. No, wasn't that 9U a 4th seed?
We beat the Chiefs who were undefeated for like 2 years, from 8U to 9.
Yeah. That wasn't that 9U team this year a 4th seed going into the playoffs?
Nah, and on 9U we were 3rd.
Or 9U was a 3 seed?
Yeah.
So all right. So
you're the 3rd seed on 9U. I'm going to Miami.
And you beat the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
No, BU was the number 1 seed.
BU was the number 1 seed.
BU was the number 1 seed.
So they beat the 2 seed.
They beat the 2 seed.
The Chiefs.
Yeah.
Y'all beat the 2 seed, the Chiefs.
Yeah, because the
Put
Chiefs
respect on the Terrace name.
Okay.
BU had a tie, and that's how they get so.
Well, you correct me with the seeding.
Yeah.
BU, I didn't know BU 11 and 9U was 1.
I got in trouble.
All right, BU. Okay, we corrected it. This is the 9U division. Okay. BU was the 1st seed.
BU was the
And
first.
they okay. So y'all got the
Because it's funny because BU and the Chiefs had 2 games, I believe, and they played 6-6.
okay.
So everything else went down to who they beat and points and everything else I don't know about. I just know I ain't beat them.
But I mean, no. That listen, man. Like I told your president Lance Morgan that your 9U team came out of nowhere. They wasn't expecting to beat that number 2 seed Chiefs. They came out of nowhere.
Well, you know,
So
that's about coaching, and
yeah, man.
Give a big shout out to Lance. And
Yeah.
Because when I got sick, Charles was really by himself, and I moved up because 8U had a little bit more coaches. And you know the speed. I've never moved past 8-year-olds my whole almost 15 years doing it. But that was the need.
It was
and as I got my health back, I was to learn more and more about the kids.
Yeah, it was a great season for the Bulldogs.
It was, man.
It was a great season. It was a great season in general for Empire. Believe it or not.
It was a great season for the Bulldogs.
Yes, it was.
You know, it was me personally being a Bulldog coach, started out as a Bulldog coach. You know, my DNA is there, and the way my opinion was going, I'm so glad that you're not out the doldrums yet, but damn, you had a good season. That was a good coming back, and hats off to Lance Morgan, the president, and his coaches. Charles, Coach Dillon, Coach Preem, Coach Anthony,
we just got better. We just put our guns, and we got some good people that come on in.
Yeah.
And we just got positive, and we just kept working.
Yeah.
And it starts with the youth.
And keep working, man, Coach. Keep working.
We don't hate on nobody. We gonna
keep working
with what we got.
Well, just like I said to everybody, and I say to you, Coach, our doors, our phone lines are always open to support all the orgs, the leagues, the coaches, the team parents, and the fan of NYC Youth Sports. We're here for you. So I'm glad you called. We got a couple of calls behind you. But
no problem.
pre,
No problem. I just want to say one thing, and you
yeah,
know this. You definitely know this, Coach, because I gotta say a special to the Bulldog family and youth football. Rest in peace to Big Ray Clemente.
yes, yeah. Oh man, you just remind me.
I was a privilege to meet him when I first got with the Bulldogs.
Yes, yeah,
His family, Coach, his grandkids. A real good dude, man. I pay my respect, man. And that's what it's all about.
Yes, I was gonna close with that because Ray, Big Ray, is a personal friend of mine. I grew up with him, so
yeah.
I was gonna close with my brother. You know, I want to give you a thanks on behalf of the family for shouting that out, Coach, and thank you. You know, I got to do a show. I don't want to like get emotional, but I got to do a show. I lost a personal friend of mine that I grew up with, so you know, and thank you for thank you for bringing that up, and on the behalf of the family, like I said, I appreciate that shout out. You know, Coach, we're gonna move on. I want to thank you for calling today. I asked you and you came. Thank you, Coach.
No problem. I'll come by whenever you want.
Thank you.
Whatever you need, man.
Yeah, thank you.
That's around my way anyway. So whatever we need to make this thing work is a good platform.
Yes.
We got to start sticking together. We got some stakes to the ground with this vote.
Yeah.
Some nonsense, man. That's bigger than just, you know, that's really getting up there right now. So whatever we want to do, whatever I can do, me personally, the Bulldogs, our staff, you know, whatever we can do.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah,
Thank you, Coach.
Call in, come see us, stop by. We're gonna be at this. We're going through the kinks, but we're gonna come out smooth road. Stay with us, stay supporting us.
No doubt.
Thank you, Coach. We're gonna go to the break. Second break. Okay?
No problem, man.
All right, Coach.
Man, y'all enjoy it. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
I am.
Everybody in youth football.
Yeah.
We compete, man, but we all family, man. And if you don't believe that, you don't deserve to be around here.
Yeah.
For real. It's for you, man.
You can root your team without knocking the next man down.
Gotta pick each other up.
That's what it's all about. That's all about.
Let's get off that famous, man.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, Coach. Good, thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to go to the break. This is the season to think of Hot Beats. Hot Beats Electronics, authorized dealers. Cell phones and accessories, think of Hot Beat. Electronics, think of Hot Beat. Car audio, think of Hot Beat. DJ equipment, think of Hot Beat. Visit our stores at 16605 Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica, New York. That's 16605 Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica, New York. Call us at 718-291-1552. That's 718-291-1552. Or shop online at hotbeatnewyork.com. That's www.hotbeatnewyork.com. Layman's Legal Services provides help with eviction, foreclosure, delay of auction, immigration, federal and state lawsuits, and so much more. Ask about the seminar for educational purposes. For more info, call Mr. Johnson at 646-377-4204. That's 646-377-4204. Or email at LLWRINGS1 at yahoo.com. That's LLWRINGS1 at yahoo.com.
This ad was approved by Layman's Legal Writing and Editorial Services, a paralegal LLC company registered with the state of New York.
Advertise with us at NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. We offer your business to get in on the ground floor of a fast-growing podcast with voice or video ad spots on our show. Let us help you advertise your products, services, events, fundraising, games, and tournaments here at the NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. For more info, call us at 347-776-7070. That's 347-776-7070, or email us at nycUsportspodcastshow@gmail.com. That's nycUsportspodcastshow@gmail.com. Good evening, podcast show. Can I help you?
Hello?
Yes. Who I'm speaking with?
Yes. This is Wiley from the Brooklyn Patriots.
Hey, how you doing, Coach?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, tell me what is your title over there other than coach at the Patriots?
Oh, well, I'm the parent coach liaison with the Patriots, with the president of Taji Randall and Gus.
Yes.
Brooklyn Patriots was formed in 2019.
Okay. This is your first year.
Yes, this is our first year.
Okay, and you can you repeat again what is your title over there at the Brooklyn Patriots?
The parent coach liaison.
The parent coach liaison. Okay. Coach Wiley, we have a couple of questions to ask you. Number one is what league you play under?
We're in Big Apple.
You're in Big Apple. And what was your record this year? This is your first year, right?
Our first year, we had a lot of new players. So
Okay.
We pretty much had a down year.
Okay, it's your first year.
Like this.
Everybody have fun?
Yeah.
No.
All my parents are happy.
Yeah, no injuries.
No injuries.
Your uniforms looks nice. I like
Thank
them.
you very much.
Your coaching staff uniforms looks nice. I met your president on the field. I don't know what to call it. I know. No. I know the brother, but I met him on. The thing is this. I made. I called it the Chief Field.
Where?
Now it's currently. Can you clarify that? Is it the Chiefs Field or? Hello? Is you there? Where'd he go? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
That field is Thomas Jefferson High School field.
Thomas
Yeah.
Jefferson High School.
Now, what do we call it? Because in the past, before your guys came along, we used to call it the Chief Field, right?
Yeah, it was called the Pit.
It's called the Pit. So
Yeah, it's called Pit.
now you're currently on that field, right?
Yes.
So what do we recall it, or do you have another name?
No, it's still the Pit.
It's still the Pit. All right. Okay. So I met him at the Pit.
Okay.
Nice guy. I told him what we're doing here at the podcast show, and we have a lot of plans as far as fundraising is concerned with the organizations in the near future.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. Another question is that we want to ask you, Coach, how you feel about nationals?
I've been having mixed feelings with it the last few years of nationals. And
Okay.
I've been looking at it, and some things I've seen I liked, some things I didn't like.
Okay.
One thing I've seen that I didn't like was I've noticed that certain teams load up their rosters with other kids.
So the original kids that played the games, far as under Big Apple, they play the regular season games and they playoffs, and when they go to nationals, they pull kids from other teams.
Yes, from what I've seen.
Oh, okay.
I've always thought that if you're going to go to nationals, every team there should be a Super Bowl winner.
Yes, I agree with you.
Every team,
We
kid that
agree.
was on
We
that team
agree.
during the third game should be on that roster. There should be no adjustments of rosters after the third game at all.
Yeah,
So if you start with 20 kids, you should end with 20 kids.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Coach. We at the New York City Youth Sports Podcast Show. We started off our discussion in this show is about D1 participants, and we feel that in order for you to be a D1 participant, you have to win your league, Super Bowl, or championship game. And the original roster that you certified with in August should go to Florida. Original roster.
Yeah.
No extras. No.
One thing I will say, I don't know if they have a cutoff date because I know sometimes during the third game of the season, kids still come.
Yeah.
Up until the third game. Up until that third game. Anything after that third game is null and void. The kid shouldn't even be on a team like that.
Yeah. I believe if the kid played the season, you know.
If he played a game within the season,
Yeah, he played the season.
He
like,
should be able
he's
to travel
qualified.
with the team to go.
He's qualified.
Well, how many games have he completed during the season?
Well, like you said, you get that late certification, so you know after September you should know what that roster is in October.
Exactly.
You know you got the late ones coming in, and I was currently coaching at an organization, and we do get those late ones coming in, and I believe in that rule. Now, when you get them in October, you at least get 4 or 5 games out of them.
Well, honestly, in October there should be no sign-ups in October. That's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, it should be
done.
Should be finished. You know, it should be finished. I mean, you already given the grace period of September,
Exactly.
so it should be done. So
Exactly.
So overall, we agree, that the original team, I agree, good or bad, the original team should represent. The champion team should represent, because what we feel at New York City Youth Sports Podcast Show is that you represent your league, your city, and your team in Florida for the national championship.
Yes.
And it should be to the kids, not the politics of the grown people.
Yes, well, I'm going to tell you something. I've been doing this for 16 years.
Yeah.
To me, politics came into this 10 years ago. Caring about the kids went out the window.
And I hope we can get it back, though.
This is Coach High, Coach Wiley. This is Coach High. Thank you for calling, brother. I'm in complete agreement with what you're saying as far as teams in which that should go to nationals and should go to Florida. Also with the teams having a cutoff date, with players that should be allowed to, transition from team to team. The team in which you start with is the team you should finish with. Also, just the idea of New York City going back to what made the youth football world want to come to New York. I believe with this podcast show we can get back to the old school model of we build them and we place them. We place them on teams all around the nation. We've been doing it for years. Now we have a bigger light with a lot of teams in New York City, putting kids in great universities. We want to continue that model, and we want to make that model stronger.
But what I want to say with that, right? We kind of like pushing the horse too fast. We are a youth sports podcast show.
Absolutely.
We 100% for youth sports. Where they go to college, whatever, that's another discussion for another time. What I would say, comment on what you say, Coach High, is this. We have to keep it for the youth and leave the adult politics out of it. It's for youth football. If you're a fan, you're a coach, team parent, if you're a president of an organization, the number one goal is the kids, is the youth kids. And that's what this show is about, and that's what we're going to strive to keep it on track. the thing is this, that we believe, and we believe that Florida is an obligation for the champions that plays into the leagues. Obligation to go. If you go,
You represent New
you
York
represent, just like I said again, you're representing your team, your league, and your city.
City. Absolutely.
And everybody should be behind that team. That's a fan of youth
Sport.
football.
Youth football. Absolutely.
Everybody should be behind the team.
That
So
would be great.
if it's a team that played in Big Apple, like we got it on the board here, Coach, Renegades, the Show, Brooklyn Steelers, Freeport Red Ravens, you support them. You support them and respect that they're champions and they're representing the league. Now that other stuff, like, we get to talk about, oh, this team can show up, and that's another conversation for another time.
Yes, it is.
We have to start respecting the champions. Regardless how they went there, they played the games, they laced up their cleats, they strapped down their helmets, they made the tackles, they made the blocks, they made the catches and the runs. And they're there. And we're here to respect that. Now everything else is another conversation with another day.
Yeah.
And that's what I just want to make that understood. That this is our position, is to report the games and report what we see.
Yes, I totally agree.
And leave the questions up to the people who can answer the questions. Coach Wally,
Yes.
tell your president, tell your vice president, and I told your president this, our phone lines, our doors are always open to support the Patriots, the Brooklyn Patriots. We wish you
Really appreciate it.
lots of luck. We're happy that you completed your first season.
Yes.
Everybody had fun. No one's hurt. Everyone's breathing.
Yes,
And-
yes, exactly.
And we will do work together. The podcast
Look
show
forward to it.
is at your service.
Thank you so very much.
And I'm Coach Uncle Milk. This is Coach Ha. Thank you for calling.
Thank you, Coach Waller.
Thank you, Coach Watt.
Thank you.
All right.
I look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Okay.
Yes, most definitely.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. All right.
So we're gonna finish up with the open phone lines. We're gonna have to keep it open for one more time. Keep it open for another 15 minutes. We're gonna go into a commercial, and we'll be back to finish up Florida, and then we're gonna talk about this shirt drive we got going
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. This is the season to think of Hot Beats. Hot Beats Electronics, authorized dealers. Cell phones and accessories, think of Hot Beat. Electronics, think of Hot Beat. Car audio, think of Hot Beat. DJ equipment, think of Hot Beat. Visit our stores at 16605 Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica, New York. That's 16605 Jamaica Avenue, Jamaica, New York. Call us at 718-291-1552. That's 718-291-1552. Or shop online at hotbeatnewyork.com. That's www.hotbeatnewyork.com. Layman's Legal Services provides help with eviction, foreclosure, delay of auction, immigration, federal and state lawsuits, and so much more. Ask about the seminar for educational purposes. For more info, call Mr. Johnson at 646-377-4204. That's 646-377-4204. Or email at LLWRINGS1 That's LLWRINGS1
This ad was approved by Layman's Legal Writing and Editorial Services, a paralegal LLC company registered with the state of New York.
Advertise with us at NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. We offer your business to get in on the ground floor of a fast-growing podcast with voice or video ad spots on our show. Let us help you advertise your products, services, events, fundraising, games, and tournaments here at the NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. For more info, call us at 347-776-7070. That's 347-776-7070, or email us at nycUsportspodcastshow@gmail.com. That's nycUsportspodcastshow@gmail.com. Hey, we back. This is the NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. I'm your host, Coach Uncle Mill. We're back, and this season is the season of giving. This is a part of the show that I ask my listening and viewing audience for a donation for the kids. You know, we got a t-shirt drive that we need you to support us. We with your donations, we asking for two donations. One is $15 and the other is $20. The $15 donation goes part of helping the kids and what we're doing here at the podcast show, and we're giving you 100% cotton t-shirt of our new Studio A at Green Desk shirt, small to extra large. If you need larger sizes, the $20 donation will get you from 2X to 6X. Send your donations right now to Zealous, and it's under Milton Morton. My telephone number is 718-313-4826, or Cash App under NEIK172, Milton Morton, with the same telephone number, 718-313-4826. The proceeds is for kids. It is for the podcast show to help kids. And we need it. We're going to continue to ask until we reach our number. We want to implore you to support us. It's very, very difficult to produce a show like this and without the viewing and listening help. So even if we got an idea. What we need you to do at least is hit up our videos on YouTube. You go to YouTube, go to the search ad, put NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show in. You see our videos, you click on it. Hit the like button walking through the door, hit the notification button, and hit the subscribe button. And that's the help for us. That will be a great help from us, because the proceeds from there can go help kids. So you got two things to do. You can donate and get a beautiful Studio A shirt from Green Desk, or you can go to our YouTube channel and hit our video and support us in that way. It's the holiday season. We want to wish you I don't know, Merry Christmas or Happy Holiday or Happy New Year's. We're going to take a break. We're not going to have a Christmas show, but we'll be back the first of the year, January 1st, hopefully with a live show. This may be our last tape delay with our live show if our studio is ready. We are working diligently and very, very hard to get it done. We also want to talk about our Facebook page, our Facebook group. We implore you and we urge you to load your videos. Load your highlights of your kids, your spotlight of your kids. Load your game videos. When we want to kind of control is the advertisement. We would like you to call us first before you post an advertisement at 347-776-7070. Again, 347-776-7070. And we will support whatever fundraise, whatever promotion, whatever products and services that you want to promote to our public, to our listeners. We want to put you on a bigger platform, have you come into the show, have you interview, have you talk about your program, have you talk about your fundraiser, have you talk about your promotions, and we want to do that for you also. Like I said, is that we here, like I said earlier, at the podcast show, is try to bring you an informative information, truthful information. We always don't get it right, but we try our hardest to seek out the answers. We ask the questions, who, what, when, why, and we want the people that can answer the questions, who, what, when, why, to call in, to come in and explain and answer the questions. Until then, we wish you happy holidays. God bless. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for our callers. Thank you for Coach Preem. Thank you for Coach Bali. Thank you for the people that's behind the scenes. Our producer, Mr. Joe. Thank you for sitting in for Mr. Phenomenal. We're hoping to see him on the 1st of January because he's vacationing right now. But other than that, we wish him well and season greetings to his family and enjoy your vacation. One other thing, a friend of mine that I grew up with, I knew this brother since 16 years old, Mr. Ray Clemente. We call him Razor Ray. We was in a DJ group. He was older than us, and we lost him today at the age of 56. My heart is heavy, but my brother was suffering. His body gave up on him. His body turned against him, and he got sick. And I seen a brother that I respected coming up as a strong pillar in the community. He taught me how to fight. He always took up for us. He was the first one in there to bully, those who was trying to bully us. He'll bully them back. I enjoyed his company. I love him as a brother. I'm going to miss him. And from the family, he was a coach at the Jamaica Bulldogs when I was there. His son was playing at on several teams there. Started as a tiny mite and grown up into 13U and went to Flushing University, Flushing High School, and then went to South Shore in Brooklyn. And young man is a great football player, very good football player, and hoping that we see him on a collegiate level soon. And I just want to say, in the behalf of his families, my heart is heavy for my brother, and I'm trying to find the words to finish it, but we're going to miss him. And this season, it's going to be sad because I'm going to miss my brother. But like we said, in life, we all go down that road. We're going to have to go down that road one day, and that's just the way it is. Until we meet again. I'm going to end like this. Coming soon is 46 weeks of Uncle Milt's great ideas coming to reality. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you January 1st. We out.
I got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see it.